Okay. Hi. My name's Addie, and I'm one of the student leaders here, and I'm sharing my testimony tonight. I have it all written out on my phone. I've always lived in a Christian household, and I've always gone to church, and I was that kind of kid who brought my Bible, and I knew all the Bible stories, and I got baptized. But I wasn't really committed, like, in this faith. I wasn't really committed. And I knew who God was. I knew his name, but I didn't know who he was at all. And he was kind of a background part of my life. And I just didn't really think about the significance of Jesus dying on the cross for us until much later. I'm dyslexic, which means I struggle to write and read, which is kind of funny because those are my two favorite things. But dyslexia just means that your brain's wired differently to learn differently. I also took an IQ test when I was littler, and I discovered I was more dominant in the right side of my brain than the left, which basically means the right side of your brain kind of it's more of your emotions and expressing and creativity, and the left side's more logical and more of motor skills. At one point, there were a lot of other things that led up to this, but at one point, I did think there was something wrong with me. I thought I was broken in some way, and I wasn't normal. And I didn't know that I was created the way I was. God created me the way I was, and he didn't make a mistake. And I just didn't know that. I came here in 6th grade in middle school, and at first I didn't really know anyone. It'd been a while since we had come to church since COVID, and so I came here not really knowing anyone and not really knowing who to talk to or who to hang out with. And for the first couple of months, I felt a little alone. And I tried talking to people, and I just didn't ever really click until I met this one friend, and it was really funny because we were just, she was just sitting there, and she overheard me talking about something, and she came up and she's like, "You like that book?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "You know so-and-so?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then we became friends, and she's one of my best friends now. And without her, if God hadn't put her in my life, I don't think I would be as brave as I am today. And that summer we went to CIY, and I thought it was going to just be a fun experience. I'd heard great things about it, and I learned that my faith isn't just you get baptized and you're saved. It's a lot more. And that, sorry. Where'd it go? I went to CIY that year, and it was 2023, and it was called Broadcast, I think. And we talked about getting in tune with God and actually learning about what our faith is about. And yeah, I learned that being a Christian, it's not just a religion, it's a relationship. And I didn't realize that the almighty creator of everything, the universe, everything, wanted a personal relationship with me. And he wants a personal relationship with you. He's kind and loving, and I just I I never knew that God cared so much. I knew like what he'd done. He had sent his one and only son to die on the cross for us, but I didn't realize what that meant. I didn't realize how big that was until a lot later. And we, well, okay. I'm sorry. I've been nervous. Sin separates us from God. God is light, and because he's like light, like darkness cannot be in his presence. And because we sin, we cannot be with God. And the penalty, the like payment for sin is death. And Jesus died for us. He paid for our sins. And because of that, if we accept him into our lives and we admit that we're sinners and we like let Jesus in our lives, we can be saved and we can be with God. Ever since I accepted Jesus in my life and I actually got to know him, a lot of things changed. I was given a lot more opportunities to like grow in my faith and to learn. And I've met so many people, and God's given me so many opportunities to grow and to just, it's amazing that when we just let God take the wheel and we let God into our lives, he can do really amazing things. I thought that the only way to be saved was just being baptized. I thought that it was just that, and that was it. But it's not. Baptism is just like showing that you have accepted Jesus into your life. And it's the easiest thing in the world. I mean, you just have to like admit that you're a sinner and accept Jesus into your life. And no matter how far gone you are or how far gone you feel, you can always come back to God and he'll still welcome you back. And the one thing that I've learned as a Christian is Christians aren't perfect. And it's kind of like when you first like accept Jesus into your life, you're still going to fall. You're going to fall a lot. It's like a child learning to walk. When they're learning to walk, they're going to fall over and over and over again. But they always get up, and sometimes it starts with just crawling. But the farther you go and the more you walk with God, the more like I feel like the less and less you'll fall. You'll still fall. You'll still make mistakes. As humans, we're not perfect. We never will be. But yeah. One of the questions was, how do I show I have accepted Christ? Baptism is just showing that you've accepted Jesus in your life. And it's just like showing like everyone that you, yeah. what Jesus did for us is actually very significant. If you think about it, Jesus was the hero, and we were kind of the villains. We were the sinners. We were dead in our sin. And the hero died for the villain, basically. Jesus, who was perfect, and he took our burdens, our sin, our mistakes, everything, and he died for us. And he loves us so much.